Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online. All right. Good evening, guys. And check it what we completed in the last session. What topic here we completed there. In the prerequisite part, we completed up to which part we completed in the prerequisite part now? Up to exception handling part we completed. Next one is what the streams we have to start. In streams, already given some definition for the stream. Right, sir. Now the simple stream definition here are given. Tell me what exactly the meaning of stream now. Now tell me here, what is the stream here? Right, sir. Stream is a channel or medium. It is able to carry data from input devices to the Java application and from Java application to the output devices. This is clearly the meaning of like what there a stream. Got it or not? All right, sir. How many types of streams are available in Java? If you observe this, there are two types of streams. Observe carefully. Simple classification. There are two types of streams in Java. What are the two types of streams here? One is byte-oriented streams, and second one is character-oriented streams. Byte-oriented streams, and second one is what there? Character-oriented streams. Good. What is this byte-oriented stream and what is this character-oriented stream? If you observe this, byte-oriented streams, if you observe this, it is able to, observe carefully, it is able to carry data, it is able to carry data in a continuous flow. And one more point I want to say in the streams definition, it is a channel or medium, it is able to carry data in a continuous flow. In a continuous flow from input devices to the Java application, from Java application to the output devices. That continuous flow is also important for us. Observe carefully. Now here, understand this byte-oriented streams. It is able to carry data in a continuous flow. Okay, it is able to carry data in the form of bytes in a continuous flow from input devices to the Java application and from Java application to the output devices. Sir, all of you are getting my point or not? Right, sir. Byte-oriented streams here we are able to provide. What is the meaning of this byte-oriented streams? It is able to carry data in the form of bytes in a continuous flow from input devices to the Java application and from Java application to the output devices. All of you are getting clarity or not? This is one point here we have to understand. Next one is, after that, there are two types of byte-oriented streams. There are two types of byte-oriented streams. What are the two types of byte-oriented streams now? First one is input stream. First one is like what there, input stream, and the second one is output stream. Input streams and output streams. Then what is the meaning of this input stream now? Input stream, it is able to carry data in the form of bytes in a continuous flow, from, observe carefully, from input devices to the Java application. That's it. Getting data from input devices to the Java application. Input devices are what there, maybe keyboard or maybe mouse. From this data, we want to send to the Java application. To get the data from input devices to the Java application, there we have to use like what there, input stream. That's the point here we have to understand. Next one is after this. Examples are available. So many examples are available for this input stream. What are the various examples? No, byte array input stream, byte array input stream, and the second one is what there, byte array input stream, file input stream, buffered input stream, data input stream, and so on. So many input streams are available, classes. All these are predefined classes only that we have to understand. Next one is output stream. What is the meaning of this output stream? Exactly opposite of this input stream. What I'm able to provide there, now tell me here. I'm going to give some point here, now try to understand it. It is able to carry data in the form of bytes in a continuous flow. Up to this is okay. From, not input devices, from Java application to, from Java applications to the output devices. From Java applications to the output devices. All right, sir. What are the various streams are available? Wherever we are having input, there we can write what their output. Byte array output stream, file output stream, buffered output stream. Next one is a data output stream. Better not. These are like what their input streams and output streams now. One small recognition, observe carefully. All these are predefined classes. All these are come under byte oriented streams. In the case of byte oriented streams, at each and every class ending word is what their stream. This is a simple identification. For example, if I give some stream classes to you, if I ask a question to you, try to identify byte oriented streams among the classes. There we have to identify the point is what there, which classes are ended with the stream, only stream, that a class is come under what there, byte oriented stream now. Okay, right sir, observe carefully. In byte oriented streams, all the stream classes are ended with the word stream. All the stream classes are ended with the word is what there, stream. There's a point here, we have to recognize it clearly. Right sir, this is about like something like what there, byte oriented streams now. Next one is what? Next one can now tell me, character oriented streams. Come for this third one, that means another one here, character oriented streams. All right, what is this character oriented streams? What you are able to understand there? Everybody understand this one. These streams are able to carry data in the form of characters. In the form of what there? Characters. These streams are able to carry data in the form of characters in a continuous flow from input devices to the Java applications and from the Java applications to the output devices. That's it. Now this is the meaning of like what their character oriented stream. All right sir, next one. How many types of character oriented streams are available? There are two types of character oriented streams. What are the two types of character oriented streams now? Observe carefully. There are two types of character oriented streams. What are the two types of character oriented streams now? First one is a reader, second one is writer. Observe carefully. Two types of character oriented streams. First one is what their reader, second one is what their writer. Understand this. Then what is this reader actually? Reader is same as input stream. Writer is same as what their output stream. Similar content, but that is what their byte oriented stream. But these two are what their character oriented streams now. But as per the thing, we have to give some definition here. It is able to carry data in the form of characters in a continuous flow from input to devices to the Java application. That's it. Reader is able to carry data in the form of characters in continuous flow from input devices to the Java application. Reader is what? They're reading the data from input devices. Got or not? Right, sir. Now, what are the various examples here we're having there about this reader? Now, so many examples are available. Char array reader. Next one is what there? File reader, buffered reader. Right, sir. Input stream reader, and so on. So many classes are available. Some of them only here are listed now. So many things are available. Similarly, what is existed here now? Writer. What's the meaning of this writer here? Observe carefully. It is able to carry data in the form of characters in a continuous flow. From Java applications to the output devices. It is able to carry data in the form of characters in a continuous flow from Java applications to the output devices. Examples are available. What are the various examples now? Char array writer. Same thing. Wherever we have written that reader, there we have to write what there? Writer. Almost all similar examples are available. File writer. Next one is what there? Buffered writer. After this, input stream writer is not available. Okay. Print writer, and so on. So many classes and interface, so many predefined things are existed here now. Right, all of you observe carefully. In the case of byte oriented streams, all the stream classes are ended with what word here now? Stream word. But now tell me, in the case of character oriented streams, no, all the stream classes are ended either with reader or with what there? Writer. Sir, all of you are following or not? Either with reader or with what there? Writer. That is a note type of point here we have to understand. Right, sir. In the case of character oriented streams, all the stream classes are ended either with a reader or with a writer. Observe carefully. Ended either with reader or with what there? Writer. This is exactly the meaning of like what there, the content here, what we are having clearly now. Yes, sir. All of you are getting clarity or not? Whatever the point here I am discussing with you clearly now. So this is a clear-cut information you can understand about writer and reader and all the streams now. Right, sir. Give some clarity for me, all of you know. Tell me, what is this stream? Stream is a channel or medium. It is able to carry data in a continuous flow from input devices to Java application and from Java application to output devices. How many types of streams are available? Two types. What are the two types now? Byte oriented streams, character oriented streams. Again, byte oriented streams are divided into how many types now? Two types. What are the two types now? Input stream, output stream. Input stream is able to read data from input devices to Java program. Output streams are able to write data from Java program to output devices. Again, character oriented streams are available in how many types now? Two types. What are the two types here? Reader and writer. What is this reader actually? Read data from input devices to Java program. Writer is able to write data from Java program to the output devices. Got it or not? Simple, very simple to remember all these points now. Examples and all the things are not required here. Just this is a basic introduction part for what their streams. Got it or not? Now here we have to understand the next point now. Dynamic input approaches. Dynamic input approaches. All right, sir. After understanding the basic introduction of the streams, now there we have to use dynamic input approaches. Right. First of all, tell me, what is this dynamic input? What is the meaning of dynamic input? Now tell me. Answer is very clear. If we provide input data to the Java application at what time? At runtime. If we provide input data to the Java application at runtime, then that input data is called dynamic input. That input data is called as what? The dynamic. Say for example, I have a program. I have written that program. When I execute this program, my program is asking to me enter first value, enter second value. I entered the second value. If I click on enter button, addition operation result is 30. Enter first value 10 I entered. Enter second value 20 I entered. Addition result is what there? 30. 30 is the addition result. Got it or not? So this type of the input is called as what there? Dynamic input. This type of input is called as what there? Dynamic input. Clear, sir? After completion of this particular one, another content is like what there. In how many ways we are able to provide dynamic input now? In Java, there are 3 ways to provide dynamic input. What are the 3 ways to provide dynamic input in Java? Right, so the first one is what there? Buffered reader. First approach is what there? Buffered reader. Second approach is what there? Scanner. Third one is what there? Console. These are overall 3 approaches here what we are having. Right, sir. Now, first of all, here we have to see what their buffered reader. By using buffered reader, how we are able to take dynamic input. All right, sir. Dynamic input through buffered reader. Of course, in core Java, in IO streams, again, these topics we are going to discuss there. But here, this is for the sake of what there? Advanced Java. How much we require there? Up to that point here, I'm discussing with you, not try to understand it. Dynamic input approaches through buffered reader. All right, sir. Now, observe carefully. If you want to take a dynamic input, if you want to take dynamic input through buffered reader, then we have to use the following statement. We have to use a statement. What is the statement here? We have to use there. Observe carefully. Buffered reader BR is equal to new buffered reader of new input stream reader of system.in. That's it. This is an instruction here we have to use. If it is possible, we can bytify it, no problem. Why? Because we are going to use this number of times. Automatically, we are going to use it. Whenever we are doing some examples there, automatically may remember this statement. Right, sir. Then one funny instance I have seen there previously in my previous classes there. Regular, I used to say Java is simple when compared with the C programming language. Of course, that is a truth only. That is a true, right? Java is very simple when compared with the C programming language. Understand it now? Then immediately, when I discuss about this particular topic there, buffer reader, this kind of thing now. One student has asked the question there, sir, in case of C programming language, it's a matter of scan of simple function. But here we have written this much of line there. How can you say Java is simple when compared with the C? That's the question there. Understand it? So, number of lines or maybe that length of the statement is not the matter here. At the end of the project, which is providing more flexibility to design the application, which is providing difficult approach to design the application, that is the matter. Understand my point, Kena? Immediately, reversely, I've asked one more question to him. Now tell me, C is an object oriented or not? Now he said to me, no, C is not at all object oriented. Java is an object oriented or not? Java is an object oriented. Polymorphism is what? Object oriented feature only. So polymorphism in the sense method overloading is what? Object oriented feature only. Okay, in any programming language, if overloading is available, then that is object oriented programming language only. Will you accept or not? Yes, I can accept now. Then I give an immediately there is a question. What is the question I've asked there? In a C, printf. Printf function is available or not? Okay, welcome. Nice. Next one is the printf. A value is %d, comma A. Am I right? What, do you record any other value here? right? Okay. Forget about this, but syntax, no. Understand it, no. Like this, I have written here. Now tell me here, printf function name is same, but here how many parameters are available? One parameter. But here how many parameters are available? Two parameters are available or not? Comma, two parameters are available. Function name is same, but more than different parameter lists we provided or not? This is called as what? Is it not method overloading? Tell me here. Definitely, it's a method overloading or not? Method overloading is available in the sense polymorphism is existed or not? If polymorphism is available, it is an object oriented or not? Now C is what? Object oriented or not? Yes, sir. So because of, see, this kind of things are going to be happen. Because of this particular one reason, we cannot say C is an object oriented programming language. Even without thinking about object orientation, that C providers have given this printf function like this for giving flexibility. But that similarity we have taken, then by seeing that similarity, we are concluding that in a C programming language, object orientation is available. That's why C is an object oriented. No, we cannot say like this. Similarly, by seeing one statement, we cannot decide that Java is a difficult programming language when compared with the C. Understand my point here? Of course, in the case of printf, it's okay. Up to that, we can understand. In the case of scanf, okay. But in Java, we are getting this. But in the case of C, flexibility is not available. Stack operations, if we want to perform 60 lines of code, we have to write in the case of C. In the case of Java, it's a matter of 4 lines of code. That case we have to take. If you want to say Java is a simple. Okay, leave it. Anyway, it's an out of the box. But try to understand the content, guys. Observe carefully. By using buffered header, in the case of this buffered header, if you want to take dynamic input, there we have to use this particular instruction. What is it instructions are? Now tell me. Buffered header br is equal to new buffered header, new input stream reader, then system dot in. Okay, what is this total instruction? What exactly the meaning of this total instruction? That's it. Now we are going to understand it now. Try to observe carefully. Through diagrammatic way, I want to explain to you now. Try to understand it. Everybody, observe carefully. This is my command prompt. This is command prompt. This is Java application. And this is like what there Java application. Our requirement is what there. When we execute our application, we will enter data into the command prompt. Automatically, the data has to be come to what there Java application. While executing our Java program, if I enter data in command prompt, the data must come to what there Java application. This is exactly the point here what we are expecting. Got it or not? Okay, fine. Now here, let us understand what exactly the meaning of this buffered reader content. What is the meaning of this buffered header? Now here we are going to understand it. Now try to recognize this point. Tell me first of all, what exactly that instruction here we are going to write to take dynamic input in Java. First one here we have to write like what there buffered header. Br is equal to new buffered header of new input stream reader of what we have to write there system dot in. Clear? Now first of all, understand it clearly. System dot in, I want to get clarity first. Observe carefully. System is a predefined class or not? In Java, system is what their predefined class. By using class name, we are calling a variable in. In is a variable. That variable we accessed by using class name. Which variable it is? No. Come on, which variable it is? No. Static variable. In Java, only static variables are possible to access by using class name. Only static variables are possible to access by using class name. No other variables are possible to access by using class name. Only static variable. So in is a static variable or not? Defined in system class or not? That in variable is defined in what class? No, system class. Am I right or not? Listen carefully. This in inside the system class is able to refer a predefined input stream object. This in is able to refer a predefined input stream object. That predefined input stream object is connected with the command prompt. When we start Java program, automatically this object is created. That object input stream object is connected with command prompt, and this input stream object is referred by system.in. That means what I'm telling there, when we write this, when we execute Java program, automatically input stream object is created. Automatically, what object is created here? No, input stream object is created. Okay, now here, this is like what there, input stream object. This is automatically input stream object. Okay, input stream object here we created. We have not created this object. Already this object is existed inside the Java, but that object is referred by a variable. That variable is what there, system.in. System.in. That's okay, fine. But what is the specialty of this particular object? No, what is the specialty of this particular one? Listen carefully. If you provide data and command prompt, if you provide data as a dynamic input and command prompt like a hello, automatically this hello data will be submitted to system.in, that is input stream object. Automatically that hello data will come to the input stream. We are not doing anything, just we type the data, automatically the data will come to the input stream. Now tell me guys, this is what their input stream, am I right or not? Input stream is a byte oriented stream or character oriented stream? Come on, byte oriented stream or character oriented stream? Byte oriented stream only, not character oriented stream. That name is ended with what? Stream. That is an indication here. Byte oriented stream. Byte oriented streams are able to represent data in the form of bytes or not? In byte oriented stream, the data is represented in the form of bytes or not? So here, in the case of this byte in the sense, bytes in the sense, zeros and ones only. In the case of this one, bytes in the sense what there? Zeros and ones only. Is it all of you are getting it or not? In the case of this input stream, that data is in the form of bytes in the sense zeros and ones only. Okay, clear. All right, sir. Good, nice. Observe carefully. Now, understand it up to now what I completed now. System.in I discussed it here. What is this system.in? Now tell me, what is this in actually? In is a static variable in a system class. This in is referring what their predefined input stream object. Okay. If we type data on command prompt, the data will be submitted to the input stream object in the form of bytes. The bytes are represented in the form of what there? Zeros and ones. I typed a hello data, but the data is available in input stream object is what there? Bytes representation, zeros and ones now. What I will do by taking the zeros and ones in my Java program? Of course, I can read directly data from this input stream into the Java program, but what data here I'm able to get now? Only zeros and ones only I'm able to get. What I will do with the zeros and ones now? Is it in a user-defined manner? Is it in developer understandable manner? No, it is not. It's not available even in Java standards. Everybody follow or not? It is not available even in Java standards. No. So I don't require the data in the form of bytes. Bytes is not comfortable representation for me to read. When compared with the bytes, no, what representation is comfortable for us? No, come on, byte oriented streams, character orientation, two things are available. Which one is comfortable for us to read? No, byte representation or character representation? Character representation is somewhat close to us when compared with the bytes representation. So we can't understand, we are unable to understand anything about this bytes representation. So we want to get the data in the form of what their character. I'm unable to read data in the form of bytes. Nothing we are going to do with this bytes data. So we require the data in the form of what their character. So here we need to convert the data from bytes to character or not? We have to convert the data from bytes representation to character representation or not? No response, guys. Right, sir. We have to convert the data from bytes representation to character representation. So here I'm going to take one more string here just for the sake of conversion here. I'm going to take one more string just for the sake of conversion. Right, sir. Now the data is coming in the form of like what there? Bytes representation. Now this bytes represented data here have to be converted to characters or not. All these are individual characters. Please recognize this. They are not. This is not a string data. The total bytes represented data is converted to what their characters. Right, sir. Now, what is the purpose of this middle one? What is the purpose of this particular one? To convert the data from bytes representation to character representation. To convert the data from bytes representation to character representation, here we have to use input stream reader. What we have to use there? Input stream reader. Observe carefully. Input stream reader. I'm asking one question to you. Now try to answer for it. What is the purpose of this input stream reader? What is the purpose of input stream reader? To convert the data from bytes representation to character representation. Okay, good. Now I can read the data from this input stream reader. I can read the data from input stream reader. Am I right or not? But how am I able to read the data? This total data is available in the form of characters or not? Now here I can read the data character by character. Now here I'm able to read the data character by character. Am I right or not? Here we are able to read the data character by character. But how many times we are going to perform read operation? Hello, 5 characters are available. 5 times you have to perform read operation or not? But performing 5 times read operation, performance of the input operation will be reduced. Overall execution time will be increased. Performance of the application will be reduced. So we have to reduce this number of times read operation or not? We have to reduce number of attempts of read operation or not? Right. For that purpose, instead of reading individual characters, instead of reading character by character, I want to read at a time the total hello data as a string. In a single read operation, I want to get the total data string, not instead of 5 times read operation there now. Right. To improve the performance of the read operation or to read the total data as a string, there we are going to use one more stream. There we are going to use one more stream. Now tell me now, which data here we are reading now? Character data or bytes data? Character data here we are reading there. Am I right or not? Yes. For the sake of reading this character data, here we are going to use one character oriented stream. Character orientation. Now tell me, this is input operation or any output operation? Come on, input operation or output operation? Are yaar, input. See, the data is coming inside the Java. Data is sending from Java to outside now. Data is coming inside the Java. Inside the Java, in the sense, it's a read operation or write operation. Read operation. So now the character data is available. To read this character data into the Java program, we read one reader or not? Reader or input stream? Reader or input stream? Reader we required here now. Got it or not? Right, sir. Now that reader here we are going to take is what there? Buffered reader. The reader is what there? Buffered reader. Observe carefully. What this buffered reader is able to do actually, this buffered reader is able to take all the individual characters from input stream reader and it able to have a buffer. It able to have a buffer inside this buffered reader. Inside the buffer, all individual characters are provided as a string data. Inside the buffer, all these individual characters are provided as what there? A string data. Now, inside the buffer data, our characters are available as a string, as a single string. That string we are able to read into the Java program. The total string here we are able to read into what there? Java program. Now try to observe this clearly. I want to read this data into my Java program by using some methods, of course. Finally, here we are able to get what data here now? Hello data. Here we are able to get. That's it. Complete it. Yes, sir. Now we are able to understand clearly each and every part inside the buffer data. Am I right or not? Each and every part inside the buffer data statement here we are able to understand. Got it or not? Now tell me guys, all of you now tell me. Can you tell me some information about the system.in? In is what? In is a static variable defined in what? System class. It is representing what? Predefined input stream object. Then what is the specialty of it? If we type data in a command prompt, the data will be submitted to the input stream object. The data will be taken by input stream object in the form of what? Their bytes representation. That is binary representation. In Java program, we don't require binary data. We require the equivalent character data. So we need to convert the data from bytes representation to character representation. To convert the data from bytes representation to character representation, there we have to use a separate stream. That separate stream is what? Their input stream reader. Here we are going to use a separate stream. That is what? Their input stream reader. The main purpose of this input stream reader is to convert the data from bytes representation to character representation. That's okay, fine. Now we can read the data from input stream reader, but we have to read character by character only. It may require number of read operations. It will reduce the performance of the application there. Now, performing this number of read operations here. Where to improve the performance of this input operation, we have to take what? Their buffered reader. This buffered reader is able to take all the characters in the form of a string or in the form of a buffer. Then it able to provide the total data as a single string to the end user. So that user can read the data from the buffered reader as a single string, the total data. Now here we are getting the data. Clear or not? Right, sir. Now just give a minute of time. Now I want to prepare this document also. Right, sir. Now few points here I want to provide here about this particular one. Let me write some information here. Yes, sir. Document is required or not? Can I put the document here? All right, sir. Just 2 minutes of time. Let me complete it now. Where in is a static reference variable. Observe this document also. Even if I give any wrong statement here, just you have to correct it to me, right? Correct me now. Then where in is a static reference variable in a system class, comma, it is representing a predefined input stream object. It is representing predefined input stream object. Input stream object connected with the command prompt. That's it. This is the meaning of like what there in system.in. Then the point is what there. If we provide any data on a command prompt as a dynamic input, then input stream object is able to represent the data in the form of bytes representation, in the form of bytes, that is in a binary representation. Right, sir. Then what next one here? This is about like what there input stream object. This is about system.in. That point here we understood. Then after this, next one is what there. What is the purpose of this input to stream reader? Right, sir. Where input to stream reader can be used to convert the data from bytes representation to the character representations. Okay, fine. Next one is what that? Then after this, where input stream reader can be used to convert the data from bytes representation to the character representation. Okay, good. Next one is what there? Input stream reader is able to allows us to read data in the form of characters. It requires more read operations. Okay, it will reduce application performance. Right, sir. In the above context, to improve application performance, we have to use there buffered reader. Right, sir. Then what is the specialty of this buffered reader? No, where buffered reader is able to read all the characters from input to stream reader, comma, it is able to store all the characters as a string in a buffer. Okay, it allows us to read the data as a single string in a single read operation. That's it. Now there is a purpose of like what there buffer data. Sir, clear? All of you are getting clarity on this now? No response, guys. Fine, sir. Now shall we see an example on the basis of this particular content here now? But before this, I want to show one more point here. I think in the diagram I did not cover it. Observe carefully. All of you observe carefully. When data is available in buffer data, the data here we have to read or not? We have taken data into the Java program. But how we are able to read the data into the Java program? How it is possible to read data from buffer data to the Java program? Right. For that purpose, there are two methods. What are the two methods? No. First method is what the read method. Next one is what their read line method. First one is what their read method, and second one is what their read line method. Observe carefully. Now this diagram here I have to give. Right, so read method, and next one is what their read line method. Now here we have a question. What about this question here? What is the difference between a read method and a read line method? What is the difference between read method and a read line method? Clear? Observe carefully. Answer is very simple. Now try to understand it clearly. A read method is able to read single character in the form of its ASCII value. Yes, sir. Read method is able to read single character in the form of what there? It's a ASCII value. Public, int, read. This is a prototype. Here we can understand. Return type of this read method is what there? Integer. Why it is an integer? No. Why it is an integer? No. It is able to read the data in the form of what there? Single character in the form of what there? ASCII value. ASCII values are represented in the form of what there? Integer value. ASCII values are represented in the form of what there? Integer values. Okay, fine. This is one point. Next one is after understanding this read line method. What is the purpose of this? Read line method is able to read a line of data in the form of a string, line of data, not single character, not even single word, a line of data as a string, as a single string. Public string read line method. Public string read line method. This is a prototype of this particular method. Shall we see programmatically this point here? The same point here I want to show programmatically. Now try to observe carefully. Programmatically, I want to show this point here. Now try to understand it. Let me save this now here. Test.java. Right, sir. First of all, okay, let me go for import java.ivo.star. Why, sir? Why I'm using this import java.ivo.star? Why? Because that buffer reader, input to stream reader, and all this content is available in what package? No, java.ivo package. That's why here we imported what there? Java.ivo. That's okay, fine. Next one is what there? Public class test. This is our main class. Inside this, what is required? Main method is required. Fine. First of all, here I have to create buffer data or not? First of all, here we have to create what there buffered reader. Buffered reader BR is equal to new buffered reader of a new input stream reader. Alright, so now input stream reader. Then where we have to provide like what there system dot in semicolon. Buffer reader BR is equal to new buffer reader, new input stream reader, system dot in. That's an instruction here we have written. Okay, now observe carefully. System dot out dot println of system dot out dot println of. Observe carefully. What I'm going to provide here, enter data. In place of this println, I want to use print method. What is the difference between print method and println method? In the case of print method, data will be displayed and the cursor is available in the same line. In the case of println method, data will be displayed, but the cursor will come to the next line. Okay, now here enter data. That message will be displayed on command prompt. Cursor is available in the same line. Okay, enter it. In the case of print method, it will display enter data and cursor is available in the same line. Right, user will enter the data. Whatever the data that user has entered, the data have to get it or not. The data here have to get it or not. That's why here I'm going to use what there enter val is equal to simple. I want to use br dot read method. What method here I have to use there? Br dot read method. Into val is equal to br dot read method. Right, sir. Next one is okay. Now this data here I'm going to display. No need to worry for it. Next one is system dot out dot println of print again. System dot out dot print enter the same data again. Whatever the data we entered, enter the same data again. Now this time I want to get it string data is equal to br dot read line method this time. Okay, now both the times by using read method I read the data, by using read line also I read the data. Now I want to display that both the data. First of all, system dot out dot println of read method data. I want to display val. I know it's very clear that this is what their ASCII value here we are able to get. For example, if I enter Durga Software Solutions, capital D is the first letter, its ASCII value will come. I want to display its character also. If I got ASCII value, if I perform typecasting, character value here I'm able to get. Now let me check this here. Now here, what I'm going to do there, plus double quotation here, bracket here I want to provide. Inside the bracket, I'm going to perform what there char val plus bracket close. Inside the bracket, I want to display the character D. First ASCII value I'm displaying there. Inside the bracket, I'm going to display what there, it's ASCII value. That means it's a corresponding character. So this is read method information. Next one is what there, system dot out println of this time read line method data. I want to display. Now directly here I want to provide like what there data variable. Already in the form of data variable only here I have taken. That's it. My program is ready. My program is ready. Now here I have to execute my program. Now let me check this. D colon CD ADV Java. Right, Java C space test.java. Right, sir. We are getting an exception. Now observe carefully. A read line method, they are throwing some exception, IO exception. If it is thrown here, we need to handle it or not. You know how many ways we are able to handle it? No, in two ways. What are the two ways? No, come on, by using what there throws keyword and by using what there try catch finally. I don't want to use try catch finally, just I want to send this exception details to like what there to the JVM here. Now got it or not? That's why I've written what there throws exception. Now here observe carefully. Java C space test.java compiled successfully. Java space test. What it is asking there? No, enter data. Still my cursor is available in the same line or not? Still my cursor is available in the same line or not? This is because of print method. This is because of what method? No, print method. Now I want to enter Durga Software Solutions. I entered the data is what the Durga software solution. What is the first character? D, capital D. Its ASCII value will be taken by read method internally. 1 minute, sir. One minute. Yeah. Simple point here I'm telling to you. First of all, I want to use this one. Wait. Let me change this order here. First of all, read line method. Next, read method. I've used it. Okay, better. Why? Because some extra data is available. That's why we are getting it. No, enter the data. That's enough here. Enter data. Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, now observe this clearly. Once again, I want to execute it. There are some internal reasons here. I will give that information also, but not required here. Java C space test.java. Java C space test.java. Java space test. Enter data. Durga software solutions. Now it is asking there. Enter the same data again here. Durga software solutions here we provided. Now observe carefully. Read line method data is what there? Durga software solutions. Read method data is what there? D. Its ASCII value is what there? 68. Alternate. Its ASCII value is what there? 68. The data here we are getting. So now understand the difference between read line and read method. No, read line method is able to read the total data as a single string in the form of a single line, but read method is able to read only single character here. Okay, fine. This is the program here we can understand. There output also here I am able to provide and try to utilize this output. Clear? All of you are getting clarity now? All right, sir. Now I want to prepare one more program. Now try to answer for my program now. All of you observe carefully. Same buffered header BR is equal to new buffered header, new input sim reader system.in that I have taken. Clear? Now system.out.println print of enter first value. My requirement is I want to take two integer data as a dynamic input and I want to perform arithmetic addition operation. 10 or 20 I want to take as an input. 10 plus 20 I want to perform, then 30 as an output here I want to see. That's my requirement. Okay. So enter first value. When I ask to the user enter first value, user will enter first value or not? That I have to take here. String val1 is equal to br dot read line method. System.out print of enter first value. User entered the 10 is a value. The 10 value here we have taken in the form of variable by using br.readline method. Nice. Next one is system.out.print of enter second value. Enter second value. User may enter the second value. I have to take that val2. String val2 is equal to br.readline method. Understand my point? Here I got like what there? Two values now, val1 and val2. Now here system.out.println of add operation. Now here I want to perform like what there? Val1 plus val2. Clear? All of you are getting it now? Val1 plus val2. All right, observe carefully. I want to execute this program. Observe carefully, everybody. Okay. All right, now let me check it. Java C space test.java. Compiled successfully. Java space test. Enter first value. I want to enter 10. Enter second value. 20 I entered. If I click on enter button, I'm expecting that output is what there, add colon 30. Yes, sir, got it or not? I'm expecting the value is what there, add colon 30. That's my requirement. But what I got here, what I'm getting there, 10 or 20 we are getting now, 10 or 20. I'm expecting arithmetic addition. But unfortunately, it has performed what there, string concatenation. 10 or 20, I'm expecting 30 as an output, but here we are getting 10 or 20. Observe, where is the problem actually? Where is the problem actually? Understand it now? The problem is what there, read line method is able to read the 10 value in the form of string. I entered 10 or 20. The end user is innocent. He entered 10 and 20 only, numbers only. But in our program, read line method is reading the 10 value in the form of what there, string. Got it or not? So read line method is taking the value in the form of what there, string. Here also the second read method is also reading the value in the form of what there, string. When we apply plus operator between two string variables now, there it is able to perform string concatenation instead of arithmetic addition. As per that only we are getting 10 or 20 output here we are getting. But what is my requirement here? My requirement is not string concatenation. Still my requirement is what? Arithmetic addition only. Still my requirement is what there? Arithmetic addition only. I don't require like what there? Concatenation, string concatenation. Got it or not? So if you want to perform arithmetic addition, we require two integer values or not? Come on guys, we require two integer values or not? But actually the values are available in the form of string variables or not? So data is available in the form of string, but I require the data in the form of what there? Integer. Am I right or not? I require the data in the form of string. I require the data in the form of integer, but the data is available in the form of a string. So I need to convert the data from string type to integer type or not? We have to convert the data from string type to integer type or not? Then how it is possible to convert the data from string type to integer type here? How it is possible to convert the data from string type to integer type here? Got it or not? So because of that reason here, what I am telling there, we need to use wrapper classes. To convert the data from string type to integer type, we have to use what there? Wrapper classes. All right, how I'm going to use that? Now int fval is equal to integer dot parse int of val1. In wrapper class already we understood this point here. Integer dot parse int of val1. This method we are going to use frequently. In integer class there is a static method parse int. It will convert the data from string type to integer type. Now string type is what there, val1. That's converted to fval. Fval is what there, first value. That is an integer type now. Similarly, int sval is equal to integer. Right, sir, 1 minute. All right, sir. Now integer dot parse int of val2. Now tell me, here we are getting values in the form of integer or not? Whenever we are getting values in the form of integer, now here I'm going to perform sys.out.println of add colon plus here I want to provide like what there, fval plus sval. Is it? Directly here we are able to perform addition operation between fval and sval. Fval and sval is our what? Integer or not? fval and sval is our what? Integer or not? Right. Val1 and val2 are what? String values. Val1 and val2 are what? String values. Am I right or not? Any mistake here? All right. So now let me compile and execute this now. Java C space test.java. Compiled successfully. Java space test. First value 10. Second value 20. Initially concatenation will be performed. Later on converting from string type to integer type, then we performed arithmetic addition. There we are getting some data. First output is what there, 10, 20. Second output is what there, 30. This is the program here. We have to understand another program. All right, so now just here, why I'm giving this example here, there is a reason for it. In our JDBC, frequently we are going to get the integer data as a dynamic input and float data as a dynamic input. I'm going to take employee as an entity every time. Enter employee number 111. I'm going to enter. But while reading the data into the Java program, it will come in the form of string. But I require the data in the form of what there? Integer. So I need to convert the data from string type to integer or not. There I'm going to use integer.parsing method. When I'm going to ask to the user, enter salary, employee salary, I'm going to enter the salary value in the form of float. I want to get the data in the form of float only in my Java program, not in the form of string. But readline method, if you use no, the data will come in the form of what there? String only. But the string data have to be converted to what there? Integer data, sorry, float data. So to convert the data from string type to float, no, there we have to use what there? Float dot parse float method. Float dot parse float method here we have to use. But anyway, one more point I'm telling there here, observe carefully. In the case of buffered reader, observe carefully. In the case of buffered reader, to read primitive data as a dynamic input. In the case of buffered reader, to read primitive data as a dynamic input, we have to use the following two approaches. Sorry, we have to use the following two steps. What are the two steps? No, first one is read data from command prompt as a string data. Read data from command prompt as a string data by using readline method. Then after the second one is what there? Convert data from string type to the respective primitive type. Convert data from string type to the respective primitive type. That's it. They are the two actions here we have to perform. But it is a time-based process or not? Two steps here we have to do. Two actions here we have to do. One is converting. One is reading data in the form of string. Other one is what there? Converting data from string type to integer type. No, it's a time-based process or not? But instead of doing two actions, no, why don't we perform a single action? Why we are not going to get directly the data in the form of integer? Why we are not getting the data directly in the form of float, directly in the form of primitive data? Why we are performing two actions here? It's a drawback or not? To read primitive data, why we are not going to get the data in a single attempt? Why we need to perform two actions here? First taking the data in the form of string, next converting the data from string type to integer type. Why we are performing two times now? Why we are not going to get the data in a single attempt now? Exactly. If you want to get directly that primitive data as a single attempt, directly if you want to read primitive data from the command prompt as a dynamic input, their buffer data is not sufficient. There we have to use a scanner. Yes, sir. There we have to use what there? Scanner. First of all, tell me, how many ways we are able to take this dynamic input from Java programs now? In three ways. What are the three ways now? First one is what there? Buffer data. Second one is what there? Scanner. And third one is what there? Console. Third one is what there? Console. Here, I'm discussing this content in the serious mode, but people are watching that cricket match in mobile phones now. Huh? Can I pick the person who is doing that cricket match now? What is the score, sir? Okay, don't do that. Then if you are checking that kind of thing, now I'll give my prediction there. Definitely your favorite team will lose the match now. Already given one day prediction, right? Most of the people are trying to match with them. They're expecting their Mumbai Indians will win that match now. You know the status, right? Already given that prediction there. What you thought that's going to be lose the match now. Today between what we have match there between which teams now? What's that? What's that? Punjab and Lucknow. Okay, good. Come for it. Right, sir. No comments. If I give comments, no. If I give my result there, people are moving for bettings now. IPL bettings there. No, I don't want to corrupt you, right? So finally, here what we understood there, the content here we understood about this what there buffer data. The next one is what there scanner. Next content is what there scanner. Scan is the content here we have to understand. Okay. Right, sir. Now the scanner topic we have to understand there. Even if I start it, time may not be sufficient. In the next class, I want to take it. When is the next class for scanner? Don't come on tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Next class will be on Monday. Okay, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, busy schedule is going on. Some core Java classes there. So day after tomorrow also be not possible. And Monday directly we are going to take the sessions. Right, sir. Monday at any cost, I will take the session here. Monday or maybe 1 or 2 days of time. I'll complete these basics now. Once if I complete these basics now, directly I'm going to start what there JDBC. Be ready for it, JDBC content. But before the JDBC, if I discuss these concepts now, it is somewhat better to understand the JDBC content easily. Right? Right, sir. Next class will be on Monday. Monday at the same time. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I'll meet on Monday.